Aseh Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael Aleinu ve'al kol Yoshvei Tevel ve'imeru Amen. Oseh Shalom bimromav Uya Aseh Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael Aleinu ve'al kol Yoshvei Tevel ve'imeru
Shabbat Shalom. What a blessing it is to be here with Allan Naplan leading you this evening. A couple of quick reminders. Our entire Kabbalat Shabbat prayer book and also the brochure, the handout for every Friday night can be found in the e-chai that we sent out yesterday. So you're welcome to look at that online or print them out. In a moment, we'll light candles, and candles are making me think about other candles and all those who are celebrating birthdays around now. And we know it's a blessing, but also challenging. We can't gather for these occasions the way we normally do. So I want to say happy birthday to all those who are celebrating anniversaries as well. Happy anniversary. And also just note that how nice it is to know that even in these difficult times, there are moments of joy. Life continues, life prevails, good things happen. There are births happening. There's even a few social distancing weddings happening. Joy continues and life continues. So just taking a moment to think about the joyful occasions we do have in our lives as we bring the light and warmth of Shabbat to this room and to us all.
Asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Shalom Aleichem.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Moachem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruchuni l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, V'melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzveichem l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, V'melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Page 1.
Yedid nefesh al harachaman mishok avdecha el ritzonecha. Yedid nefesh av harachaman mishok avdecha el ritzonecha. Yaharitz avdecha kemo hayam, yishtachaveh el mul hadarecha, yerav lo yeditotecha, minofesuf b'cholcha. Yarutz avdecha kemo hayam, yishtachaveh el mul hadarecha, yerav lo yeditotecha, minofesuf
Page 2.
Lechuneranina, lechuneranina, lechuneranina l'Adonai. Lechuneranina, lechuneranina, lechuneranina l'Adonai. Naria, naria, letzur yishenu, nekama fanav b'todah. Naria, naria, letzur yishenu, bizmirot naria lo. Lechuneranina, lechuneranina, lechuneranina l'Adonai. Lechuneranina, lechuneranina, lechuneranina l'Adonai. Ki el gadol Adonai, u'melech gadol al kol Elohim, asher bihado mekerei haaretz, v'toafot harimot. 40 shana lekhu b'dor. Shiru l'Adonai Adonai, Shir Chadash, Shiru Ladonai, Kol Haaretz, Shiru Ladonai, Baruch Shemo, Basru Miyom Le'yom Yeshuato, Sapru Bagoyim Kevodo, Bekol Ha'amim Niflotav, Ki Gadol Adonai, Umehulam Eho, Norahu, Al Kol Elohim, Yikol Elohei Ha'amim Elilim, Ba'adonai Shamayim Asa, Hod V'Hadar Lefanav, Oz V'Tiferet B'Mikdasho, Abu Adonai Mishmechot Amim, Abu Adonai Kavod Va'oz, Abu Adonai Kevod Shemo, Seu Mincha, Uvod Lechatzronav, Yishlach Abu Adonai B'Kavod Kodesh, Kilu Mipanav Kol Haaretz, Imru Vagoyim Adonai Malach, Afikon Tevel Mahal Tiron, Yadinamim B'Meisharim, Yismechu Hashamayim Mitagel Haaretz, Iram Hayam, Umeloho, Ya'alo Sadai, B'Kol Hashem, Al Ziranenu Kol Atzeyan, Lifnei Adonai Kiva, Kiva Lichot Haaretz, Yishmor Tevel B'Tzedek, Be'amim Be'emunatav, Yai Lai 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 Yai Lai 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 Yai Lai 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 Yai Lai 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 Yai Lai Lai
Turning to page 6, find the asterisk Zamru Ladonai Bechinor.
Zamru Ladonai Bechinor, Bechinor B'Kol Zimra, B'Chatzotzorot B'Kol Shofar, Hariu Lifnei HaMelech Adonai, Yiram Hayam Umo, Tevel V'Yoshveva, Neharot Imcha Uchav Yachad, Harim Yiraneinu, Lifnei Adonai Ki וצדק, בימים ומשקרים. יירא הים ומלואו, תבל ויושביו, נהרות ימחא וכף יחד, הרים ירננו.
Dodi Li is a prayer, a song, prayer about love. So if you're blessed to be with close ones, household, those in your household whom you love, and you feel comfortable putting your arms around them within the confines of your home, please do that. And if you're thinking about those you love who are far, far away, maybe just hold your hand on your heart and hold them in mind. Dodi Li.
ואני לא הרואה בשושנים דודי לי, ואני לא הרואה בשושנים. מי זאת עולה מן המדבר, מי זאת עולה מכותרת מור, מור לבונה, מור לבונה. דודי לי ואני לא הרואה בשושנים דודי לי, ואני לא הרואה בשושנים. ליבבתיני אחותי כלה, ליבבתיני כלה, ליבבתיני אחותי כלה, ליבבתיני כלה. דודי לי ואני לא הרואה בשושנים דודי לי, ואני לא הרואה בשושנים. אורי צפון ובואי תימן, אורי צפון ובואי תימן. דודי לי ואני לא הרואה בשושנים דודי לי, ואני לא הרואה בשושנים.
Prayer for this week as we turn to Lecha Dodi on page 10, shared by a friend of mine, Genevieve Hughes. God help me. Be prepared, but not anxious. Be aware, but not desperate. Be vigilant, but not in fear. Be joyful, but not clueless. Be faithful, but not careless. God, be my hope and my strength. Amen.
Hai dai dai lecha dodi, hai dai dai likrat kala, hai dai dai pnei Shabbat, hai dai dai nekabela, hai dai dai lecha dodi, hai dai likrat kala, hai dai pnei Shabbat, hai dai nekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibor echad, Yishmi'anu el hamiuchad, Adonai echad u'shemo echad, V'shemo tiferet v'litila. Ay dai lecha dodi, ay dai likrat kala, ay dai pnei Shabbat, ay dai nekabela. זה במשאבת תהילה. איי די לך דודי, איי די לקראת קלה, איי די פני שבת, איי די נקבלה. מקדש מלך עיר מלוכה, ומצאי מתוך הפכה, רב לך שבט בימי קבחה, יחמוד עלייך תמלה. איי די לך דודי, איי די לקראת קלה, איי די פני שבת, איי די נקבלה. התעוררי, כי בעורף קומי אורי, אורי, שיר דברי, כבוד אדוני עלייך תהילה. איי די לך דודי, איי די לקראת קלה, איי די פני שבת, איי די נקבלה. אורי ושלום, הפרק בלה, גם בשמחה ובשרה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה, בואי כלה, בואי כלה. איי די לך דודי, איי די לקראת קלה, איי די פני שבת, איי די נקבלה. איי די לך דודי, איי די לקראת קלה, איי די פני שבת, איי די נקבלה.
Page 15, Chatzi Kaddish.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, ביומא יברח רותי וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון ויומכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל, בעגלה בעגלה ובזמן קריב ויאמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך, לעולם לעולמי עולמיה יתברך. יתברך וישתבח, ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתעלה ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל, שמי דקדושה. לעילם מכל ברכתה ושירתה, סוש ברכתה ונחמתה, דמירן בהלמה, ויאמרו אמן. Am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayer? Can you hear my voice? Can you understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared? Yada-da-da-da, 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 da-da-da-da. Baruch et Adonai HaMevorach. Yada da da da, 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 yada da da.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bidvaro ma'ariv ha'ravim b'chokhmah potech sherim v'bichnam mishmetim. Borei yom v'layla kolel or mipnei choshech v'choshech mipnei or ma'aviv. Kavai v'kayam tamid yimloch aleinu. Baruch atah Adonai ha'ma'ariv ha'ravim.
Ahavat olam, Beit Yisrael, Amcha ahavta, Amcha ahavta. Torah u'mitzvot, Chukim u'mishpatim, Otanu lemadeta, Otanu lemadeta. Al kein Adonai Eloheinu b'shachenu, Uvkumeinu nasiach bechukecha, V'nizrach b'divrei Toratecha, Uv'mitzvotecha le'olam va'ed, Tichem chayenu, V'orech yameinu, Uvahem negei yomam v'layla, negei yomam v'layla. V'ahavat ga'al tasir, mimenu le'olami, Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev amo Yisrael, Ohev amo Yisrael. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol lebavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibartam v'shiftecha b'beitecha u'vlechtecha b'derech Ushoftecha ufumecha, ukshartam lehot al yadecha, v'hayu letotafot b'neinecha, uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha, uvisharecha. Leman tizkeru va'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'item kedoshim lelohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim Lihiot lachem l'Elohim, Ani Adonai Elohechem.
Page 21, Mi Chamocha.
Mi Chamocha, Vaylim Adonai, Mi Chamocha, Nehedar b'Kodesh, Nora Tehilot, Oseh Feleh, Mi Chamocha, Vaylim Adonai, Malechotecha, Rahuvanecha, Okayam lifne Moshe u'Miriam. Zeheli anu ve'amru, Adonai yimloch le'olam le'olam v'hem. V'nemar ki fadah Adonai et Yaakov u'ge'alo mi'ad chazak mimenu. Baruch atah Adonai Yahal Yisrael, mi chamocha vaylim Adonai, mi chamocha nehedar b'Kodesh, Nora Tehilot oseh feleh, mi chamocha vaylim Adonai, mi chamocha vaylim Adonai. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, v'ha'amidenu malkeinu l'chayim. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, v'ha'amidenu malkeinu l'chayim. Spread the shelter of your peace over us. Guide us in wisdom, compassion, and trust. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, v'ha'amidenu malkeinu l'chayim. Save us us from hatred, sorrow, and pain. Hashivenu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, v'ha'amidenu malkeinu, lecha hayim, lecha hayim, lecha
Page 23.
V'shameru b'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat la'asot et HaShabbat לדורותם ברית עולם, ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל, אותי לעולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל, אותי לעולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, וביום השביעי שבת וינפש. ביני ובין בני ישראל, אותי לעולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם, ברית עולם. path I create, may the actions I take be in line with your divine glory. May the love that I feel be acceptable to you. May the times that I cry, I resist to say goodbye, be in line with your divine glory. Yehi le ratzon, imre fi, vehegion libi lefanecha. Adonai tzuri, vegovali, my rock and my Redeemer. May the words of my mouth be acceptable to you. May the path I create and the actions I take be in line with your divine glory. Yehi ratzon, imre fi, vehegion libi lefanecha. Adonai tzuri, vegovali, my rock and my Redeemer. May the life that I lead be acceptable to you. May the times that I arise share that voice deep inside, be in line with your divine glory. May the times that I rise share that voice deep inside, be in line with your divine glory.
So if you look at a Torah scroll, if you look at this week's Torah portion, the first thing you'll notice is a gap because we're beginning a new book. And then if you look at the letters, you'll notice something very unusual. And that is the word Vayikra, the name of the book in Hebrew. The last letter, the Aleph, is smaller than the rest of the letters. Vayikra means, and he called, as in, and God called to Moses. It's interesting, by the way, to note that most of the book is about humans trying to reach God, to call out to God through sacrifices, but the book starts with God calling out to humans through Moses. In any case, as you can imagine, the commentators love this small little aleph. They love anything that's a little bit unusual because their presumption is that, of course, it's not a mistake, and it's not something that's there without a deep reason. Of course, there's a reason, and of course, it has meaning. It tells us something really important. As you can imagine, there are many, many interpretations. Maybe at your Shabbat dinner table tonight, you'd like to offer your own. Why do you think the aleph is smaller than all the other letters in that word, than all the other letters in the Torah itself? One of the common explanations is that it's a sign of Moses' humility. So imagine Moses and God up on Mount Sinai with God speaking the Torah, dictating it to Moses to write down. Moses hears this line, and God called out to Moses. And according to the Midrash, he feels a little awkward and self-conscious about that. He's writing this document that will have some longevity to it, and in it, it points out this unique, intimate, very close relationship with God. Moses worries that might make the rest of humanity feel bad because we all don't have that exact relationship. So Moses changes the word. Without the aleph, he wants it without the aleph, it would read Vayikar, and he happened upon, meaning, and God happened upon Moses. God wasn't singling Moses out, he just happened upon him. He was the nearest one around, and God thought, this guy will do. Now, since Moses is writing the Torah under God's supervision, according to the Midrash, he can't just change the word the way he wants it to read. He has to write what God tells him to write. So he leaves the aleph in, but he makes it smaller, so that you might miss it entirely and read it the way he intends. Vayikar, not Vayikra. It's a sweet story, and humility is an ongoing project for all of us. But it makes me think about this moment and the different ways we usually make contact with another, the ways we can and can't right now reach out. There's almost no such thing as vayikar, as happening upon each other. There's almost no running into each other by accident, by chance. It's one in the long list of things we're missing right now. It's not at the level of life and death. Those are more serious, but it's one way in which life is changing and has changed. There's very little of this. Oh, I ran into this person at the grocery store. I asked about her mother, which I've been meaning to do. And there's none of this. Oh, I saw that person at kid pickup today. We talked about how our kids are growing up too fast. Or at dinner, we were sitting right next to our old neighbors. It was so good to catch up. What this means is that all of our contact has to be intentional. Everything right now has to be vayikra, one person reaching out, one person calling out to another. This time calls for us to be deliberate, assertive, and deeply committed to checking in on people. Maybe the task right now is to think a little harder about the people we wouldn't ordinarily think of, the ones we just usually run into, and reach out to them. It takes a lot of time and a lot of energy, but Vayikra, calling out, that's an entire book of the Torah. It's 1/5 of our most sacred literature. Trying to find each other. How do we do that now in this world that feels a little bit darker and a little bit more alone? It's all the more important. We'll be back, God willing, we'll be back to happening upon each other once again. May that day come soon. In the meantime, may we find the strength, the courage, the time, and the energy to reach out. Shabbat Shalom. Turning now to our prayers for healing. And I want to start by all of us just holding for a moment those that we're reading about in the news, those who are sick, those who are hurting, those who are facing the end of life. And I want us all to hold in our hearts the other community that we're reading about so much on the news, the healthcare workers who are so very much on the front lines, who are there by the bedsides, who are having to change the arrangements in their own homes, which beds they sleep in, how they do or don't greet their children and their spouses, the difficult decisions that they are having to make, and the scarcity that they're seeing, and the strength. We pray for the strength with which they continue to show up and take care of all the rest of us. Holding in our hearts those who are sick, holding in our hearts those who are taking care of those who are sick, holding in our hearts all those who in our own community, all those on our Misha Berach list, who are sick, who are hurting, who are in need of healing, of body, mind, or soul. We pray, heal us now.
Rifaheinu Adonai b'nei Raphael, Hoshiheinu b'ni Vashea, El Karov lechol Korav, Ach Karov lireav Yishor. We pray for healing of the body. We pray for healing of the soul, for strength of flesh and mind and spirit. We pray to once again be whole and arefana. Oh, please heal us now. Refuat ha-nefesh, urefuat ha-guf, refuat shelema. Ehel na-refana. Oh, please heal us now. Refuat ha-nefesh, refuat ha-guf, refuat shelema. Heal us now. Heal us now. Hoshia et amecha, uvarech et nachalatecha, ureim v'naseim ad ha'olam. Misheberach avoteinu, Misheberach imoteinu, Ana Adonai Hoshiana. We pray for healing of our people. We pray for healing of the land and peace for every race and nation, every child, every woman, every man, every man, and Arifana. Oh, please heal us now. Refuat ha-nefesh, refuat ha-guf, refuat shelema, en arefana. Oh, please heal us now. Refuat ha-nefesh, refuat ha-guf, refuat shelema. Heal us now. Heal us now. Heal us
Aleinu L'Shabeach, page 38.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, l'tekuru l'aliotze breshit, shelo asanu kigoye ha'aratzot, velo samanu kimishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkenu kahem, vegor aleinu kechol ha'amonam, va'anachnu korim, u'mishtachavim u'modim, לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, ונאמר, וחי אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו
Turning to Kaddish Yatom, Mourner's Kaddish, on page 40. You have the names of all those we're remembering as a community tonight in the handout that we sent out. We were remembering especially those we lost in recent days: Mortimer Goldberg, Douglas Dion Johns, Irvin Kessler, Pearl Marr, Naomi Channon. I invite you now, wherever you may be, to say the name of somebody you're remembering. As we turn to page 40, Kaddish Yatom. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabba, be'alma divra chirutei ve'amlich malchutei, b'chayechon uvyomechon uv'chayei techol beit Yisrael, ba'agala uvizman kariv ve'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabba mevarach leolam ulamei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yitaleh v'yithalal shmei dekudesha b'richu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran be'alma v'yimru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael mru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru. Amen. Before we turn to Kiddush, I want to mention one program we have coming up. We've got a lot of things. Please be sure to keep checking your Ichai and all the emails that are coming out. We've got a lot of ways that we are connecting virtually. I want to mention that next Thursday, we're going to have a panel with 3 experts in the field of all of the coronavirus, and I'll mention in particular, it'll be Dr. Stephen Finberg. He's the medical director of Desert Center for Allergy and Chest Disease. He's a pulmonary critical care physician. Dr. Eric Katz, who is the chief medical officer and emergency room physician of Banner Australia Medical Center, and Dr. Martin Keller, who's a clinical psychologist. We'd like to invite everybody to send to me, Rabbi Chernow at templechai.com, any questions you'd like to ask those 3 experts, and we'll be involved in a conversation that we will be broadcasting out to you based in large part on your questions. We're very grateful that these 3 professionals who are very, very busy really wanted to take some time and be present for you and answer all of our questions and all of your questions. So please join us next Thursday and send in your questions. Turning to Kiddush. Grab a glass of wine if you have one.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Borei peri hagafe Baruch atah Adonai אהבה ורצון הנחיל לנו זיכרון למעשה בראשית כי הוא יום תפילה למקראי קודש זכר ליציאת מצרים קיווינו בחרת ואותנו קידשת מכל העמים ושבת קודשך באהבה וברצון הנחלתנו. ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל, עלינו ועל כל יושבי תבל ויאמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל, עלינו ועל כל יושבי תבל ויאמרו
Shabbat Shalom.